our next game is coming soon as well. What's the status on that, Kaltu?
Well,
You've given me the info. I'm just connecting the relay. Got the live stats coming up, hopefully.
Pretty good. And this is a best of 3 endeavor, this one, isn't it? Because we have now moved over to the semi-finals. Do we know what the maps were? Have we got in touch with CX to find that out?
Will there be a fist fight, Kaltu, to decide who gets to go first in the elimination?
If they can't agree on who goes first, yeah, sure.
Oh, excellent. I love these heavy fist fights that decide things.
You have to get in SV rather quickly to stream those as well.
It should be the same STV. Just join up again. Backup Brigade 27100. I think. If Kakalda gave me the right info, yeah, it's the right STV. Who do you trust?
I would trust Kakaltu with my life. And, after the last time when he gave us the wrong info and we ended up spectating a completely different game, I have no faith in either of you, but it does seem like we have gone to the right game here. As no, I'm not sure whether we have actually, because I don't know the teams, but yes, we have gone to spectate the Essentials game. They're currently on Granary actually, which is a bit of a blast from the past. It's not in season 20 this season, but it has been a staple of all the previous seasons, I think. Am I right? It's been in since season 1, hasn't it? And it's only finally just been taken out in season 20. So it's been in for the past 19 seasons. And these guys are still going to be playing it in the Archimedes Cup. It's still in all the pickup games and everything like that because it is a favourite. It's just not in the map pool. Taking a break for this season to allow some fresh talent to come in.
Yeah, ultimately a good decision by the ETFTL admins. You know, as much as it pains me to say that the ETFTL admins occasionally do a good job. I was shocked to see Granary taken out, but their reasoning is pretty solid. We're going to be able to see more new maps, and I hope they take an approach similar to ESEA, where they're trying to add new maps every season, or considering it at least. And that'll keep things fresh for sure. But the one thing I did like about Granary was that it plays really different from any other 5CP map. Scouts are slightly nerfed, a lot of blind corners and stuff that are really powerful for soldiers. The middle has these crates blocking a lot of the lines of sight, so a lot of information is unknown. You have to react. But that's going to be gone. This could be, you know, the last we see of it for a whole season, several months of no Granary. The Archimedes Cup is the Granary swan song, Sideshow.
It definitely is, unless it's chosen in the grand final. This game could be the last time we see this for quite a while. So it was replaced with Sunshine this is season 20, which is a great upcoming map. I really like the flow of it. It plays very well, and I'm hyped to see some games on that. We had a Sunshine Cup previously. What's up, Admirable?
Look at this next raffle, man. There's like fucking million taunts. I'm signing up for this. I need more taunts. It's the high five, rock, paper, scissors, lots of meet the medic. They're all unique quality, but you know, I want them. I'm having them. I've entered the raffle.
Oh my goodness, there's so many a lot of taunts there. Yeah, but it's multiple winners, so you're never gonna win duplicates. You know, you don't win the entire thing. You win you win one if you win. So the winning chance at the moment, even with 200 entrants, is 17.5%. So a really high chance of winning this. So we really want to see that pushed down. We don't want to see Admirable taunting everybody as he gets a single crossbow kill or something ridiculous that he would taunt for in a double mix. So get entering that raffle, get clicking the link, sign up there and push that chance down. Stop Admirable getting more taunts.
A lot of these taunts are being banned now because, you know, the admins are jerks. They think taunts are an exploit. Some of them probably are. But I'm looking at the server now, and it's got my attention because there are a high number of heavies here. There could be a fist fight getting underway.
Oh man,
to
this
decide,
is making me wet.
You know, who begins the elimination process. Because there is a little advantage to going first. And nobody seems to want to give that up, especially whenever there's like €1,000 potentially on the line here. That is the prize pool for the competition proper. There's also another €200 value raffle for teams that complete the cup or all their games in the cup and all their games in season 20 are for players, in fact. So that's just another aspect to encourage people not just to participate in this cup but to get into competitive. And then if you've been following our cast, of course, the €400 worth of raffles that have been distributed out over the various days we've been here. We've got the raffles up and running today. Thank you, Based Jill, and you can enter those right now just by typing !raffle in the Twitch chat. That'll take you over to Scrap.TF where you can sign in with your Steam account and enter the raffle and be in with your chance of being a taunt baron. You will have just so many taunts you won't know what to do with. So.
Yeah, there'll be no point playing anymore. You will simply join servers and taunt, and people will flock to see all the range of taunts that you're able to do. Somebody congered in a game that I was playing in most recently because they had a dodgy whitelist and the conger was allowed, and everybody just stopped playing. It was a 6v6 game and everyone just stopped playing and started congering. It's incredible. It's addictive. You just can't help yourself. When you see that conger, when you hear the music, you just can't help but shake your booty.
Speaking of whitelists, I think Kakalti might need to do something about the whitelist on this server.
Done.
As I see someone running the brass beast and another with the sandwich. Is there not a season 20 whitelist active? What are you going to do about it, Kakalti? Yeah, you've been stunned into silence.
I've just accepted the 6v6 5CP one 5
Nice.
seconds ago.
Nice.
Oh man.
We should have had you here throughout the tournament, because anytime we need something done, it's just instant. But now we've finally got things rolling. I see 11 players on the server. We're waiting for Sprinkler Kids to get their last guy on. He's not in spec, no. Things are getting underway. I'm looking at the chat here, in fact, and Improve Your Grammar says, I have around 52 pans if anybody need it. A pan collector. Have you got any item collections going on, Sideshow?
I do have, well, I say one of every vintage. That was the attempt. I gave up at some point. I have most of them, and I'm loath to craft them or give them away or anything like that. But really, it's not a complete collection, and I have no idea why I'm so sentimental about them.
I sold them all on the Steam market the moment they became tradable for pennies. I don't know why. I just used it to buy keys to fuel my gambling addiction. It's like, I've sold my grandmother's heirlooms here. All my vintage weapons gone, Sideshow. Pretty heartless.
Just to feed the key hunger.
This was a while ago. But, clearly I've been bottling up my emotions about the whole thing. I'm sorry, vintage items. Maybe I'll have to buy them back now. Restore family honor. I always used to get so many fists of steel as well whenever I used to uncrate things. I had 10 strange fists of steel at one point. I was virgin on a collection there. I don't even play heavy. Kelty could have had them, but they're gone now. They're all gone. That's my story.
It looks like one of the teams is readied up, and actually Evolve, the last player from Sprinkler Kids, has joined the red team here. So they are going to be getting ready with this 6v6 heavy fight going on. The rules very quickly are that you're only allowed to use melee. You are not allowed to pick up health kits. You're not allowed to use sandwich, obviously, but that's banned anyway. You're not allowed to taunt, and you're not allowed to use some items. Does it have to be fists, Kakaltu? I can't remember the rules for this exact thing because it's so rare that it happens.
Fists or reskins.
Fists or reskins. So none of those other dodgy unlocks that are allowed. So they're going to be starting with this fist fight very shortly. Admirable, if you were this team, if you were Commander X telling your team how to approach a heavy fist fight scenario here, what advice are you giving them? How are you motivating them for this?
You gotta go and get the intel first, find out what the enemy team is doing, and usually, in these melee team fights, you can isolate one player who's, towards the edge there. You want to try and outnumber that guy. It's all about the numbers. Try and focus one guy down. If your opponent is playing smart and they're all together in a tight blob, I think you just have to sort of roll the dice, try and hit them more than they hit you. But I don't know, the sort of basic mechanics of a melee duel is that you shouldn't press your back key, because when you walk backwards in TF2, you're actually walking slower than, you know, forward speed. So try and strafe around. You can obviously press your back key, but be aware that this is the mechanic. Like, it's teams or players going forward trying to hit that and then back out at the same time. So if you miss your hit, you're going to get chased down. If you're walking backwards, you have to try and juke out of the way. Oh, it's going to be incredibly exciting Sideshow, the minutiae of the heavy fist fight.
It absolutely is. I'm just imagining a strat now where they all go to mid and stand inside each other and really blob up. And so whenever the enemy team approaches them, they are 6 players all inside each other's models. I think that would be an unbeatable strat.
But then they'd just be surrounded by 6 and they'd be getting free hits.
Oh, but you'd all be able to focus on one person. You could stand within each other, but all facing a different direction of the compass. Oh, I really haven't thought about this enough. It doesn't come up very often in a proper official fight that you're able to do this, but the heavy fist fights, whenever they happen, are always a lot of fun to take part in, and a lot of fun to cast as well.
I think they are going to be readying up real soon. Commander X told me that the heavy fist fight is live, and that was a good few seconds ago. It will be 6 heavies versus 6 heavies, rushing towards the middle here. The last man standing will win the right to begin, or they'll decide who gets to go first, in fact, in the map elimination system. This is going to be a best of 3 series, so we're not necessarily playing granary. Teams will take turns at eliminating a map, eliminating 2 maps, then picking a map each, and then the map remaining will be the decider. That's the plan. 4 maps will be removed, and the 3 remaining will be played.
Well, I can hear the teams readying up right now, and they have gone live. So if you have just joined us, this is our Archimedes semi-final that we're casting here between the Essentials and Sprinkler Kids. But this isn't the actual beginning. This is just a heavy fight that will decide the map elimination. And I am watching the Essentials all roll out with signs. I'm not sure what's on their signs because I can't quite see it from Spectate, but I imagine it's something suitably witty.
It's interesting because the loadout here for Sprinkler Kids is 4 pans and 2 of those conscientious objector signs, so I'm wondering how these reskins are going to play into the fight here. Will they be intimidated?
All coming up top, but one of them's dropped down. Prawn actually going alone. He's going to try and take on the 1v6 on mid, but the rest of his team taking the high ground. That's very interesting, but it seems like an almost identical strat from Sprinkler Kids. They again have nominated their challenger on the floor. But a drop down from all of the players of the Essentials. Oh, the fools. They've taken fall damage. And now the fight is about to begin. They cannot take this health kit, though. That would put them at a default loss. And it seems like someone has actually picked it up. I'm not sure who did that, but that's not supposed to happen. I think it only regenerated the fall damage anyway, though. And the fight is actually underway. The first casualty, Nyko Legacy, goes down as well. Seems like the health is slightly better on Sprinkler Kids here. And all the casualties coming in. Oh, the only frags actually coming in from the medic buddy of Superstar, and he now gets absolutely molested in a corner by those 3 remaining heavies from Sprinkler Kids.
Sprinkler
What's
Kids,
the analysis of that?
Absolutely smashing it. So, yeah, I mean, a few mistakes made by the Essentials. They dropped off the high ground, taking fall damage. That was obviously going to set them back, perhaps. But the Sprinkler Kids just seem to be much better at their melee game. They must have practiced this. And now Commander X is taking charge here. You see him as Superstar on the server. He's asking, do you want to elim first or second? Forced or second? Yeah. Trying to do an Irish accent there, I think. Forced.
He was really hyped after that because he managed to fist 3 of them at once. So the rest of his team really not getting
Sunday
any.
For Commander X.
Yeah, fisting 3 heavy guys. So
they're going again. Is this a rematch? No, they're just messing about.
I think they're just messing about now. They're using their shotguns. It seems like the melee wins out over shotgun. Oh, I love the heavy. The TF2 is such a ridiculous game. It's just even the silliest things like this are just fun to watch and spectate because the inherent comedy within the game is just brilliant.
Superstar has endeared himself to these savages from Sprinkler Kids. He's going to go to their mumble and try and figure out this elimination system. Oh, no, they're talking in chat, and XF9 is saying they want to go first, and they banned Badlands. So they must know they essentially good at Badlands, that they're not confident on it. Commander X is going to ban Granary for the Essentials. So those two maps taken out of the potential map pool right now. Now Commander X is telling him to pick. I think he has to eliminate again. I don't know how this works. Someone read the rules. Kikaltu, is it 2 rounds of eliminations then picks? Kikaltu's gone. He's left us high and dry.
Oh, sorry, I'm working on the other match. Give me a second.
Kikaltu's going to read the rules himself. Nobody knows what the rules are.
He's bluffing. Oh yeah, hold on. I'm gonna bring up the fucking rules. We'll get to the bottom of this. What a bunch of jokers. Nobody knows what's going on right
Hold on,
here.
what are we using? Elim? Yeah, Elim is just the loser or winner? Let me check. The loser of the heavy fist fight eliminates a map winner then until 3 or 4 maps are left, and then pick out whatever's left.
Yeah. They're doing it wrong.
Doesn't really matter, as long as we get 3 maps at the end.
Yeah. Commander X is an idiot. He's telling them they need to pick now. I'm gonna call him out. Keep talking, Sideshow.
Well, while we try and figure out what the rules are and try and get these players to actually abide by them, Kikaltu has decided that the rules don't matter as long as they pick 3 maps. As long as there are 3 maps at the end of it, it doesn't matter who had an advantage. That doesn't sound like good admin work to me, Kikaltu. It sounds like they're messing about. They did this heavy fist fight. Are you trying to make a mockery of this? The heavy fist fight was a very important endeavor to try and find out which team deserved the right to elim first, or the right to force the other team to elim first. I don't even know which one has an advantage. It's all a very, very odd situation full of mathematics and game theory. I'm not about that life. I'm just playing the heavy fist fight for the fun of playing it.
Commander X is trying to maintain that his system is correct, but I've just copy and pasted the rules there. So hopefully they'll figure things out. Maybe a little bit of a delay. See, they've said that they want to eliminate Gullywash, and CX is... We're obviously in a 90-second delay here on STV, guys. I've just told CX what he was trying to do was wrong. And there's been some information given away here. Sprinkler Kids were saying they wanted to eliminate Gullywash, and now Superstar, aka Commander X, trying to say they want to pick Gullywash. So once they figure out the actual system, I'm suspecting that Gullywash is going to get eliminated. So I don't know what the Essentials are going to do there.
Wait.
It's Gullywash Gate.
If we ban, then they ban, then they ban again, then we ban again. There's only 3 maps left. That's all.
Yeah. So you pick one each, and the last one's the decider.
What? But why wouldn't we pick halfway through? Isn't that more mind gamey?
I don't know. It's
they're the rules. Yes, abide by the rules.
I'm just copying it from the website.
Are we good to go ahead with what we did?
Well, it's up to you.
You want us to?
If the teams agree, it doesn't bother me.
I mean, they seemed happy with it.
Yeah, we
So
don't
you
care.
wanted to
We're
ban
just the
Gullywash,
casters.
and then you picked Gullywash, Dick Moves. Now you're saying it's cool.
We had an intense moral discussion about that.
Well, as long as you make it clear that you have made up your own rules. Don't be trying to pull one over the Sprinkler Kids, mate. That's all
Okay,
I'm
I
saying.
want to go on to their mumble then and let them know.
It
Be right
doesn't make
back.
sense though, because it's like there's no real choice. It's just like
Yeah, if
you're
it's just
picking
the
the
3
order of
maps
the
that are
maps.
left. Yeah.
You're just picking the order. You're not really actually picking them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I thought it made more sense to pick one so they couldn't.
Standard ETFL,
I'll go let them
half-assed, poorly thought out systems. Firmzilla probably at the cinema again, not even paying attention.
This is where you alternate between promoting season 20 and tearing down the admins.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, if CX is just away, it's going to be at least another 90 seconds before the game gets underway. That'll give me an opportunity to explain what the hell we're doing here. If you've just joined us and you have no idea what's going on, this is teamfortress.tv with Admirable, Sideshow, and Suyooo on the camera. We've got Kakalti in with us as well, and we're covering the first TF2 Center Archimedes Cup sponsored by Scrap.TF. This is the semi-finals, and we've progressed from single rounds of best of ones to best of threes.
Okay,
Rex, what's happening?
They're okay with it. They're happy. So it's going to be
Okay.
Viaduct, then Gully Wash, then Process Decider.
Viaduct, Gully Wash, Process, awesome.
Yep. Cool.
Begin the games.
Does someone else need to change the server map for us?
Give me a
Cool.
sec.
Wicked. Excellent. Off we go then.
Alright, Kakalti, I want to give you an early warning as well. Don't change the map too early. We want to not have that STV cut off. Can you help us? I mean, in the next rounds, you know? If we're counting on you,
of
man,
course,
you have
of
the
course.
complete power. Awesome. Yeah, so this is a rookie-based or a rookie-focused cup. It's for players and teams who have limited competitive experience. There are some criteria there, but it's designed to be this stepping stone from TF2 Center system where you can go and play lobbies, organized games with players, but you don't really. You can choose what team to be on, but you aren't necessarily, going to always be playing with the same people. This is the next step where you're forming a team, you're competing in a competition, and we're trying to invite teams or players to get together, band together, and do that all to coincide with the beginning of ETFTL Season 20, which is just getting underway today. This is the first day of play. But it's not just, we're going to force people to play competitive. There is cash money at stake here as well. €1,000 is the prize pot for the competition itself. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to be split, but as we have come to only 4 teams remaining, this is potentially the point where teams are going to be leaving. This is like the bubble, you could go out now and not get anything. Is it split between first and second, Kakalti?
What, the prize pool money? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the third place, I think. Give me a second.
Is there going to be a third place game as well? A bronze match? Or is it
We can set this as well, yeah.
the third and fourth? Just get the same money? Is it like joint third and fourth?
That was the initial idea, but this sounds a bit better.
Oh, I'm just making more work for us here, Sideshow. I take it back, Kaldi. How about the third and fourth place money goes to me and Sideshow, and
Are you crazy?
Suyooo gets nothing.
Suyooo, suck a big dick. And the stream goes offline all of a sudden. he's putting tears into the mumble chat. Yeah.
Oh.
Right now, though, teams are joining Viaduct. It is going to be Pro Viaduct RC5. If you're thinking Viaduct should be white and snow covered, you're mistaken. It's been adapted for competitive play with quite a few changes. The biggest change is probably that people always get mad when there's snow maps because their crosshair isn't visible or something. Is that why Obscure got dropped? I don't know. That's the complaint I always read in the forums. But this
Yeah, I
map
think
has
it's
been...
FPS as well. I think the FPS problems with snow, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe every snowflake is rendered at massive detail and they're all unique or something. I don't really know why it causes an FPS problem, but that's often a complaint as well.
You're just making that up. It's like Kakalti with the elimination rules all over again, Sideshow.
It's a staple of TF2. We always just make up information. 90% of what we talk about is made up.
It's true. This is the essentials pick then, right? So Commander X said they wanted to pick Viaduct. aka Superstar. He's a caster at TFTV. He's our buddy.
Wait,
So,
sorry,
this
what?
is...
They picked Viaduct.
Right?
And then the next map is Gully Wash.
Oh, right, they picked Gully Wash, right?
Yeah, I thought they picked
confused.
Gully.
Yeah. Viaduct, Gully Wash, and Process.
So what he said way earlier ago that he was thinking of picking Viaduct. I
Yeah, I
guess if
think
they
he-
picked it then. He was
Yeah, I
like,
think the
okay.
Sprinkler Kids just decided to
They should have been
to
listening.
pick Viaduct.
Should have been tuning into our stream, man. They
Or
would have
maybe
had
they
the
think
edge.
that that was just a double bluff by Commander X. You know,
Ooh.
in fact, he didn't pick Viaduct. He picked Gullywash. So I think that kind of proves that he was just trying to mess with them. I think the Sprinkler Kids here have done one over on Commander X and really called him out on his bluff.
I am gonna have to back the Sprinkler Kids then. They seem to have been having a pretty devastating run. They won their previous game 5-0, whereas CX only managed to get a 5-1. So, yeah, Sprinkler Kids all the way. That's who I'm backing, Sideshow. I'll give you a little roster rundown here. It's going to be Legacy playing Med. He's going to be pocketed by XF9, I believe. Evolve on Roamer. Cricket playing Demo Man. Improve your grammar on Scout along with Snap Action. That's what I've learned. Give me the roster rundown for the Essentials, Sideshow.
The roster rundown for the Essentials. It is headed by their medic buddy Commander X, currently alias a Superstar. I'm not sure what aliases we're using on the stream. I always mess this up, but it's Commander X, aka Superstar, on the medic for them, who we've had in Mumble a few times. Their demo man is Tia. The soldier combo is going to be Prawn and Auditas. I'm going to find out which one of them is going to be their roamer and which one of them is going to be their pocket. Looks like Prawn is going to be the roaming soldier and Auditas is going to be the pocket. On scout, they have Nico or Nico and Pew. Pew currently running sniper in warm-up, despite not actually being at his keyboard at the moment. So we could be seeing a sniper from him. I guess he might be their designated sniper for the team. Of course, Viaduct is a very sniper-friendly map. Most teams will run a sniper on it, actually. It has become kind of a staple in the current metagame to run a sniper and possibly even 2 scouts on top of that. So we will see what these teams decide to run with. Occasionally, teams can run a heavy as well, so it really is a map where off-classes are definitely viable because of how close the point is to where you spawn. Heavy is viable because you can get everywhere on the map much quicker than in a 5CP. Map like Gullywash or Process, which we are going to be seeing after this. So I've just heard one team go ready, Admirable. That concludes the roster rundowns. What do you think about the matchup here? You said that you're backing the Sprinkler Kids. Does that mean that I'm left with Superstar and Commander X's team?
It's up to you, man, but I'm going to be watching Cricket. Oh, Cricket's playing Demo Man here. He's coming up from the cliff side, and he's trying to tag that scout. That's Nico taking a little bit of damage, and just look at Sprinkler Kids just playing all around each other here, focusing down that bomb in from Q, and it looks like it's going to be 4 players down right now. Superstar recognized that everything was going tits up, so he's backed out to his own resupply, but Nico, who's looking for him there, is peeking around. They're not going to contest, but the way this Koth format works is that whenever one team caps the point, they spawn a lot slower. Their opposition are going to spawn faster than them, so right now it's a bad time for Sprinkler Kids to trade. If they just like die and get a frag at the same time, they're going to respawn slower than their opponents, so over the course of 10-20 seconds they'll be putting their team at a numbers disadvantage. So you see the very passive play here from Sprinkler Kids. They want to sit back and they want to let their opponents come to them and take the fight on their terms. Right now, Prawn's going to get baited in though, as he tried to chase down Improve Your Grammar, and Snap Action claims that frag. So Commander X has Ubered and he's pushed the Essentials forward here, but as the Ubers are fading, they're already 2 players down, and they need to just wait a few seconds here. Those spawns will come in quickly. They can stay and sort of keep softening up these targets for their respawns, try and bait somebody out of position, and they do get that frag onto Evo. Cricket finds Auditas though, but it's going off all over the place right now, and it's Sprinkler Kids who sort of got a little bit greedy there, tried to go forward and find the frags, and all they need to do was control the point and run that clock down, and now it looks like they are about to lose control of the point. It's just changing hands now, Sideshow.
It is indeed. That was not bad by the Essentials there. It looked like it was going pretty wrong for them. They didn't have a very successful Uber, and they kind of got all shuffled back into that into underneath the cliff. They are running Pew on Sniper now. when they have the point, so they're able to sit back a little bit passively, just protect their sniper. He's on China at the moment, this area with the balcony, which we refer to as China. I have no idea why. And Pew is going to be taking shots from there, attempting to get some frags, but both of the scouts have run through on this left-hand side. They have destroyed Prawn, and they're going to be coming in behind. I don't know who they've got in their sights. It looks like they've got Pew in their sights. They're literally running together around the map, and they're causing havoc there. Snap action and improve UR grammar causing a riot, and not a Twitch chat riot, a real riot on a TF2 server. The Uber has been forced as well, and this is going to be a terrible Uber for Auditas and Commander X here. Commander X desperately trying to escape, he can't quite manage it. And Auditas whips out his escape plan in an attempt to melee somebody, can't quite manage it, and the point changes hands. Sprinkler Kids ticking down that timer, more than half a minute in the lead.
Yeah, really smart decision making there from Sprinkler Kids. You know, whenever you're playing against a team with a sniper, effectively means that their flank is going to be that little bit weaker because the sniper's very immobile. You can only watch certain sight lines, so they tried to abuse that. They came in round behind him and brute forced the flank fight, and then were able to take the sniper out and allow their team to come forward.
That was a bit of a suicide push there, but Commander X is actually committed with them, and with Prawn going down to a nice headshot by XF9, TE are actually going to be able to just bully their way onto the point. I feel like they really shouldn't have given it to them that easily there. The passive positioning, as we said, is just to try and bait out the enemy team and then collapse on them when they're on the point, but really Sprinkler Kids there didn't fight hard enough, I think, for that point. They just kind of were very passive. Oh, Evo though, with a big bomb in, but he's too far ahead of his team and can't quite make anything happen. Cricket's taking the Uber in, but again gets trashed. And this is great for the Essentials here. XF9 not going to be able to do anything with the Uber other than force off Commander X's. And another frag there. Legacy goes down. The Essentials looking like they have really got control. The only player really alive and in the fray is Improve UR Grammar, who has managed to get out. He's running the Force of Nature as well, so that's an interesting choice from him.
Yeah, that can be pretty viable and Viaduct if you're really focused on denying those bombing players. It obviously stuns them in the air, gives them that knockback. There's a couple of nice sticky traps set up here by the Essentials. Demo Man has got one on the rock there. XF9, the Sprinkler Kid Soda getting lunged forward, actually jumps back to his medic, and the Essentials are going to let them cap the point here. And they seem to be a little bit unsure of themselves. Like, they're backing out now, but they're being pressured hard. XF9 is above, raining rockets down, and Commander X is going to get that pick. And the Essentials have just given up the point, and they've backed off into a sort of horrible choke point, and they've all died. Prawn's going to go down. Nico and T are behind them. Actually, they haven't all died.
Great pronunciation.
They're now trying to find the frags here. I find it hard to read this.
They did a good job there, and they got the early spawns out of their pocket scout and medic, so they're going to be able to contest this fight. Evolve's going to go down, and they're going to retain control of this point, but Tia got a bit of a long spawn because they managed to cap before he had actually got the spawn. So as the timer ticks down, both teams really have 30 seconds to hold on to this, but it looks like the Essentials holding a little too passively once again, and Sprinkler is just able to pick up the point from them without really having a fight. And now that they've got the point, they've got a bit of a height advantage as well to play from. Unfortunately for them, Commander X has the Uber advantage, and it's going to come into play in about 5 seconds. He's moving across the point. He has lost 2 of his players, but he's really managing to pick up the point here. They've got the capture. Only 10 seconds left on the board for the red team here, though. And Superstar's going to have to try and stay alive. Goes down to 6 health and does die. He was on 95% there. Nothing he could do, though, and he does go down before he could get that Uber. I think if he could have got that charge there, everything would have been completely different. But as it is now, the Sprinkler Kids only have to hold on to the point for another 2 seconds. The cap time tries to come in, but there's nothing the Essentials can do, and that's 1-0 to the Sprinkler Kids.
For about the last minute of that game as well, Sprinkler Kids Evolve was just AFK and spawn, so they did that with 5 players. XF9 was going absolutely huge. I think he had like a streak of 9 frags there in that life. Right now though, we're going to the second mid fight. Sprinkler Kids 1-0 up. And again, they're going to take that sort of passive position in here. They're sitting back and waiting to see what the Essentials want to do, and they're not going to commit early this time. Prawn jumping forward. He's making the distraction. Auditas is going to follow up. He's in deep, gets the med pick onto Legacy, and they actually managed to find the Demo Man Cricket as well. This is much better from Essentials on this mid fight. Superstar is being chased by Evolve, but he's got protection here. Snap action's coming in as well. He knows the medic's weak, Commander X down to 40 health there. Great protection there from T. And he's going to get both those kills with the pipe launcher. It protects his medic. And they're sitting in a strong position here, but they're going to be expecting to face a suicide wave here from Sprinkler Kids as they wait for their Uber charge. They're going to send in their players because they're going to spawn quickly anyway. They're going to just try and roll the dice here, see if they can get the force onto Superstar, who's just about to get his Uber charge. Sprinkler Kids getting in position here. They're trying to coordinate a bomb in. They've got a Vove coming from the lower left. XC9's hiding behind the rock. Their scouts have got in, but Snap Action catches a big pipe in the face. Auditas is going to combine there with Nico to kill off Cricket. And the timing is a little bit off here from Sprinkler Kids. Their suicide wave is pretty ineffective, but their Uber charge is coming up momentarily, so they'll be pushing real soon.
Yeah, the idea of that suicide wave is just that you have a bit of time that you can't really use while your medic's building Uber. If you go in and push, you're putting your medic in a bad situation while he's building, and you really don't want to do that. You want to wait until you have the Uber charge. So to make use of that dead time in the middle, people just suicide in and try and get the frags on whoever they can, especially the medic. But it didn't work out that time, and now Sprinkler Kids have their Uber. They're moving in. Superstar's Uber has been forced in return, but it's better for them. They've got another 5 seconds, really, advantage at the end. They do manage to take down Cricket and Evolve with it, but Pew and Auditas have gone down in return. This is looking slightly better for the Essentials here. Only 2 players left alive, but if they pick up some key targets, then it could still be good for Sprinkler Kids. They didn't quite manage to cap the point either. So the Essentials hold on to the point. Oh, but if they start losing their players now, they do have the spawn disadvantage, and this could come in handy. If they actually cap off this point, they lose the spawn advantage though, and so Superstar and Prawn are going to get really early spawns here. They are going to be able to recontest this mid fairly quickly, and the Uber charge is completely equal. Improve your grammar, the furthest player forwards with a Vogue. They do manage to pick up a kill onto the Demo Man. Auditas. Oh no, Superstar actually picks up the frag on the soldier, and Prawn picks up the frag on the scout. So is that really worth it for the Demo Man who's going to be spawning again? I don't think so. Those kind of trades just aren't worth it when you have control of the point. So bit of a misstep there from the Sprinkler Kids, and this is the Essentials' time to go aggressive. Both of their scouts trying to make some room for the rest of their team, but the Heavies have got the buffs. They need to be the ones making room here, and they have got the cap, or they will do shortly if they don't mess this up. But it looks like they have actually dropped quite a few players, and everything's going wrong here for the Essentials. Another meat shot from Improve Your Grammar takes down Prawn after he already got the frag on the Demo Man. And CX has had to back off here, and they didn't even get the point. Crits from which team? Oh,
Cricket and
goodness
Legacy
me.
pushing forward with a crits charge in the tank. They're looking for that medic pick. Cricket fires is sticky up there, but it wasn't. Crits. Legacy is going to pop off now, but CX is almost got his over 99%, will get it in time, and has popped the charge. Legacy, the medic for Sprinkler Kids, is backing off on 18 health. He's really weak here. He's getting pressured hard by Auditas, but somehow jukes all those rockets despite having no health. The Essentials now find themselves very outnumbered here, but they haven't capped the point yet, so they will have those fast spawns. But CX gets separated from the rest of his team, and he's going to be gunned down by Improve Your Grammar. And Tay, the Demo Man, is trying to push his way out here on the right hand side, but he's very much outnumbered right now. His team are respawning, and they're going to be trying to commit forward into a push here. They're actually behind in the time now. They have about a 20-second gap developing here, and they're going to try and push in and retake control of this point. But there's a crits coming up, so they're playing a really dangerous game here, Sideshow.
They really are. They're putting themselves in the danger area, and Legacy's about to switch that crit streak over to someone who can do work with it. It's quick hit, but Legacy gets annihilated. They knew that the crits was about to come in. They saw him connecting with the Demo Man, and the double soldier bomb there obliterated him. He's been wiped off the face of the map. Only 2 players left alive for the Sprinkler Kids. XF9 going in for the bomb. He's trying to get onto Superstar. Can he connect? He's got him down to 15 health and finishes him off. Sick play there from XF9. Nice bomb, all on his own, and he picks up the medic and gives his team a big Uber advantage. Is Legacy still running the crit streak? No, he isn't. He's switched back to the normal Uber charge. He knows that with that advantage, all they need is the buffs to be able to get on the point. With only a minute left for both teams here, or less, more like 50 seconds, they're going to be getting on the point. The sticky's dead from T, and he goes down, or he should be going down. He's on 10 HP. He does actually manage to escape. Evolve not finishing the frag. I called that too early. Curse of the casters there for Evolve, perhaps, and didn't get that. But a big advantage for his team nonetheless, 50%. It will be coming in before this round ends, the Uber from Legacy, and the Essentials need to be wary of that, Admirable.
Yeah, they're really trying to fight to retake control of this point, but they will be facing that overcharge, and they just lost their gentleman main damage dealer down. They're just trying to back off right now, but 22 seconds remaining on the clock. Again, XF9 straight up onto that high ground. Superstar's caught in no man's land there. He's going to go down. That Uber coming in from Sprinkler Kids as well, just to make sure they sealed the deal in that one. With 10 seconds left, they're going to back out. They will have to face one more wave of respawning blue players. They need to touch that point to keep it active. T jumps in and kills himself with his own sticky as he lands. But Nico is trying his hardest to keep it alive, but the rest of the squads won't come in time. And Sprinkler Kids take a commanding 2-0 lead. We play first to 3 here in Europe, so they're on match point right now. Map point. This is a best of 3, of course.
It is indeed, so they've still got time to come back into this. They still have time to come back into this map as well. The Essentials have been so close to taking each of these rounds. They've got it down to the wire, but they just can't finish off the final little fight. Prawn going in so deep there, takes out his counterpart Evolve, and that's given the Essentials so much room on this mid-fight. Auditas jumping in as well, possibly unnecessary, but they have completely got control of this capture point. They'll be capping that off as they just keep out the rest of Sprinkler Kids. They haven't really exchanged many frags either way, and there's going to be an Ubercharge battle coming in very shortly. Cricket, the demo man for Sprinkler Kids, keeping them back a little bit here, and slightly more passive positioning coming out of the Essentials. They do have those late spawns. XF9 getting tagged a little bit, but they've been forced here. Commander X and Auditas, the counter Uber coming out as well, and frags again slow to be exchanged. Evolve and Prawn both going down. Nico's going to go down as well, so the Essentials not looking great here. They do have control of the point still, but that means that they get these super late spawns, as we've been saying, and I think it would be unwise of them to chase here. They are going to be expecting this repush and obliterate Cricket. Pew doing a good work there. Oh, and XF9 is juggled really high in the air, so the Essentials doing a good job of keeping control of this mid. As long as they can keep players alive and healthy, they've got a good chance of holding this. But it looks like Sprinkler Kids really aren't going to back up.
The Essentials playing with a solid line here, but it's been broken on the left hand side in their perspective. Evolve has forced his way through, and as they turn around to try and deal with him, they're getting outgunned on the point. Evolve comes in from behind, finds Superstar with his back turned to him. He's going to pick up the frag onto T3. The demo man. You know, I'm still coming to terms with that name. What are we thinking, Sideshow? Te?
I was going for Tia, but it doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure. I'm sure the guy... Oh my goodness! What? We nearly missed that. That was a sick double air shot there from Auditas. Auditas obliterated the pocket. He absolutely expunged him. XF9 getting wrecked with a double air shot there from the pocket of the Essentials. Wow, big plays by him. Great soldier DM. I should never have listened to your wittering about player names and pronunciation.
At present, it is the Essentials chilling. They're on cliff with Superstar. Auditas is up on that little perch up, that rock, and he's being vigilant here. You see the way Pew is playing around his demo man with the impronounceable name. You got Prawn on the flank there, and oh, here comes an Uber charts. The Superstar is going to get his just in the nick of time though, and the immediate pop-off comes in. He should be able to save as many players. Oh, but his demo man goes down immediately, and they're got a couple of players behind right now, but Nico playing sniper here is going to dome improve your grammar. He was behind, tags that soldier in midair, but it's Pew who gets credit for the frag as well. And the Essentials managed to hold on here, despite the smart play from Sprinkler Kids. Like, they sent 3 players behind it as that Uber put it. That was a nice idea, but the Essentials reacted really well to it, cleaned up the frags behind, and then were able to control the point as well. And the clock continues to tick down here. 40 seconds before the Essentials will be crowned winners of this map. They've just got the medic pick there onto Legacy, but Superstar is under pressure from both sides. They can't kill off the scout in time. They do get him just there, but XF9 is walking forward, and Cricket's gonna bomb in, raining down hellfire with those stickies. Superstar and Tia in the spawn queue right now. They're probably gonna lose control of the point, but they've got a massive window of time to work with here, Sideshow.
They do. They really have a large cushion to work with here, but it is SKD. It's the Sprinkler Kids who've recapped the point. It'll be hard for them to hold this for 2 minutes, which is really what's required. If the Essentials manage to have a team fight and pick up this point, it should be simple for them to hold it for 8 seconds. Really, if the Sprinkler Kids want to take this round and win 3-0, they are going to have to hold on here against all odds. Legacy's getting really hard pressure now onto him. Pew and Auditas have gone down though. It's looking a bit bad for the Essentials, but they have a lot of time to work with, as you said. Oh, so Commander X was getting some swords off there. I thought we might see an Uber charge come in, but he didn't quite get enough swords off. But as I say, that's one failed push. They've still got a minute and a half. They've got probably another 2 of them that they can afford to do. Just roll the dice here a little bit and try and push in. But the Uber is up for Legacy, so they need to get that out of the way before they can have another attempt.
This is very high pressure right now for the Essentials because their opponent Sprinkler Kids are on map point right now. If they win this round, the map is over. The Essentials need to make something happen. They've actually forced the Uber out from Sprinkler Kids here. They're going to commit to a push, try and clean up as many of the Essentials players as possible, and they got the most important frag, the medic, so that Uber was worth it. They killed off Superstar, they wiped the entire team in fact, but they're only 3 up right now, and the spawns are going to be coming in for the Essentials that little bit faster. They need to play passive as well. They lost their own medic, oh my god.
Yeah, I was going to call you out there. That was actually a really terrible Uber for them, Admirable. They Ubered, they got the frags, but that was all that the Essentials were doing. They were just pushing in to try and get the Uber out of them anyway. That was really a suicide play more than anything. They just committed their med to it as well, because why not? They don't have really time for another Uber charge to come into the play, so Superstar went in there and gave his team heals. They're now pushing in. They have a Pyro, actually. This off-blast from Prawn, very unorthodox, but let's see how it works. He's one of the only players left alive, as they have actually capped the point. As it ticks down, they've got they've got much slower spawns than they would have done before. There's 17 seconds left for Sprinkler Kids as they cap it off. Now it really is a matter of they only have to cap it once, but they have 10 seconds in which to do it. They've got their spawns now. They need to go. They need to go quickly, and they need to get on this point. Auditas is the first one onto it. Pew is also in there. They're trying to get as much cap time as possible because that gives them overtime to play with as well. Prawn is in. The Uber charge actually comes out of Legacy. I didn't even notice that was a factor. This is looking less and less likely that the Essentials are going to be able to do anything about it. And Sprinkler Kids come out 3-0. They held that for 2 minutes, Admirable. That's really impressive.
Yeah, what a comeback there by the Sprinkler Kids in the final round. They did take the map 3-0 though, so clearly knew what they were doing when they picked Viaduct. We're going to be going to Gullywash, but we will look at the logs first and see what the story of the stats tells us.
I have more of a story because
oh no,
Commander X's roamer, he vanished, he disappeared, he rage quit.
He rage quit?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Like, the star of T just messaged me saying our roamer rage quit. We don't know what to do now. I think so, yeah.
The guy who went pyro right at the end there. Looking at his stats, he was bottom damage. Bottom of the frags too. Maybe he just had enough. He was having he was unimpressed with his own performance, you know, he's lost it. Be cool, brother. But
I'm sure they can get a merc in from all the other people who played in the Archimedes Cup. Surely there's somebody that they can draft in to get on the case. Maybe
get Chill
one of the
Collins
teams
in there.
Exactly, Chill Collins, the big super sub.
The man, the legend.
Absolutely, Chill Collins would fill in for them in a second. So while that situation gets resolved, shall we have a look at the logs, Admirable?
Yeah, incredible damage coming out from XF9, the Pocket Soldier, 510 DPM, 39 frags, 9 assists, 8 deaths. That's a kill assist to death ratio of 6.
That's
big
ridiculous.
Numbers. Yeah,
that's so good by
incredibly
XF9.
solid.
I mean, 510 damage per minute. That's only really heard of for a Demoman on a map like Viaduct. It's to have it for your Pocket Soldier is incredible. He was doing a lot of work for his team. Auditas as well, pumping out the big damage numbers, but not really converting them into frags. Maybe the rest of his team hadn't softened them up enough for they weren't kind of flooding into his reach like they were for XF9.
Look at here's Commander X back with this. It seems like his witty back and forth with his roamer blew up in his face.
I was just trying to explain, you know, that the soldiers need to play like completely away from me really on Viaduct and let
Right.
scouts have the heals. And I think what happened is he kind of just kept jumping into them, obviously getting killed pretty quickly. So sometimes it would work if we hit like our cleanup shops, and sometimes it wouldn't. But I was trying to stress that, but I don't think he took it very well.
Yeah,
So
he
I'm not-
was initiating a lot for you guys, but nobody was really there to follow up. It's like a bit of poor coordination or
I feel like
synchronization.
my scouts weren't like my demo T was with me quite a bit, but our scouts weren't really like soaking up the heals. Like on Viaduct, where you'll see like Samsy or something or Kyla like soak up like almost 25% of the heals.
Yeah.
There wasn't really that from us, so I think a lot of our like even when both soldiers went in, there wasn't a lot of follow up on that. And there was a couple of times I think I was quite close to Uber, but just did not get it, which really hurt us. Like
But
some
did
of those
things
rounds were
get
quite
heated?
close. There was
Was
one
it
bit where we
heated?
were arguing. I was like, "You just have to go aggressive." I was like, "I don't even have to go into them. You have to go behind. Like, we need more space." Because I was finding like I don't know, like they were hesitating their jumps. Like they would go in, but they'd kind of hesitate. So it meant like I'd still be like buffing them, like to say giving them as much health as they can to jump.
Mhm.
Because they'd hover for a bit, they'd soak up more of the heals, and by this point our scouts were down to like half health or something, so they don't quite have that same like sort of 150 health scout, almost like, you know, when you have that much health going across a point at scout against people who aren't shooting at you, you're basically invulnerable.
Yeah.
Because you've got all the space and no one's really shooting at you. They didn't really have that. They were sort of going across on like a half health or whatever, so just one shot and they were on the back foot again.
That's the depth of competitive TF2. Sometimes you have to just make a decision which probably isn't good for your own life, but will benefit the team. Soldiers got to jump in, try and do damage. They got to make space. What are you going to do then, CX? Is Prawn coming back, or will you be looking for a substitute?
I think he's coming back. I did just get added asking if by someone needed, like some random person asking if we need a merc. But I think he's coming back.
Is it Chill Collins that added you?
Yeah? Did he say he wouldn't?
We were just saying that he should work. He's like the gun for hire in the Archimedes Cup, man. He's sick.
Is he actually sick, or are you just saying?
No, he
Oh,
is.
he's-
He's actually
he's
really
legit.
good.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Is he definitely not Ips?
Wow.
He's definitely not Ips.
Alright. Just thought I'd check.
So tell us